Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy KAIOKNUCKLES and I'm back again, this time with something a little bit different. I'm going to be doing a review on the new Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. And with me today I have my friend Edge. So, Edge, would you like to give yourself a little introduction on what you do on YouTube?
What is up, guys? Edge here, and been doing YouTube for about 4 years now. Been delving a lot into the whole fighting game genre. So if any of you guys are interested in that, I just basically play any fighting game that I can get my hands on. So anime games, 2D, 3D, just anything that's out there to do with that. And if it sort of gets your interest, hit me up.
Sweet, sweet. So, yeah, we literally got back from the Dragon Ball Super movie about half an hour ago, maybe. We all got home. So, yeah, Vince, do you want to give us your overall thoughts on what you think of the film? Obviously, we'll be doing the spoilers a little bit later, so this is just, giving our overall thoughts of the film. So, yeah, Ed, do you want to give us a little thoughts?
Alright, well, overall, out of 10, I'm going to give it a very strong 9. I don't know what stopped me from giving it the 1, especially around this time where I just really needed a good stress reliever, but I thought it was just absolutely amazing the way it was done, the way it was portrayed, from the storytelling to the actual fight scenes. I just couldn't wait for that. It exceeded my expectations in terms of all the snippets that I've seen online here and there, and to finally be able to watch the movie and just see it all, it's just been fantastic.
Yeah, no, I have to agree. I mean, I gave it 11 out of 10. My girlfriend was with us as well. She gave it a 10 out of 10. She absolutely loved it. But she loves Dragon Ball in general anyway. She really liked the comical scenes because there was quite a few, wasn't there? Which we will get into when it comes to the spoilers. But nah, see, I looked at a few people's reviews on Twitter. Like, obviously not going into it because obviously I didn't want to get spoiled or anything like that. But just in general, from what I was seeing, people like doing without like the whole spoilers. I mentioned about the whole CGI, and we did talk about that like after the film. But personally, I didn't really have an issue with it. I thought it flowed really, really well. And the other thing that I liked about the film as well, which is what I brought up to Edge, was the fact that I liked how it had the old school Dragon Ball look. Like, when you look at Resurrection of F and Battle of the Gods, it had the new updated animation from Toei. But with this one, it had your sort of Dragon Ball Z. Like, it had a few like moments when they were doing like the transformations, which were really cool. But
amazing.
But like for the most part, it kept that old school Dragon Ball vibe, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Like, Vince, what did you think of the animation?
The second you even just mentioned the transformations, that was like a winner for me. And as you said, with the whole 3D aspect to some of the fights, everything just seemed to flow so well. Like, I didn't think that was an issue at all. I just thought, oh, okay, they added that in there, cool. It didn't take away from what they were trying to portray in it. So that's what I really liked about that. I think everything was really good with that.
Yeah, like it was really good in the way that I was like, right, going into this film, like seeing from the trailers, it did have that as the old school look. And I think what the fans like myself, because I've been into Dragon Ball ever since I was a kid, and I obviously still am to this day. So it's really nice when you look at something like Dragon Ball and then Dragon Ball Z, and then you look at Super, you can definitely tell like the difference with this movie compared to like the previous ones. So yeah, like I'm really happy about that. I think it was actually definitely worth going to see. I think the film clocked in at nearly like 2 hours, I think, wasn't it?
Something like that, yeah.
I remember rightly.
Kind of wish it went on longer.
So, yeah, same. But I think overall, I think Broly was epic as well. Like, I really like the new like redesign that they gave him, like the new story, which obviously we will get into like when it comes to the spoilers. But yeah, no, like Broly was absolutely awesome. Goku had these really dopey moments, but also, it's Goku at the end of the day. We know what Goku's like, and obviously we know what Vegeta's like as well. Obviously we see Beerus, we see Whis, Frieza. Yeah, Frieza. You should know what I mean when I laugh at that. You can see Vince is laughing as well. Oh, Frieza is so comical. I love Frieza. I think he's amazing. Even though Beerus wasn't actually in it that much, he was still pretty funny,
Yeah,
especially that one scene. Yeah, overall it was great. So guys, I think we're actually going to get into spoiler territory now. Obviously, anyone who's seen the film, you know what to do, stay on. And guys, if you haven't seen the film yet, I'm I'm going to give you 5 seconds before we actually dive into the spoilers. So yeah, you have 5 seconds from now. There we go. So now we're actually going to get into the spoilers. So Vince, let's actually get your thoughts. So let's talk about some fighting scenes or some comical moments. Go.
Alright, I'm trying to think which one was the best fighting scene for me. But I think it was definitely, I think the first one that stuck out for me the most was when Vegeta took on Broly for the first time. I was just like, okay, now this is gonna get good. And then as they fought, the battle escalated, and for the first time, unless I may have missed it, was where we saw Vegeta take on just the base Super Saiyan God form, and just even how the red aura surrounded him. The animation was so good. It was very believable that he's gone to a whole nother level now, and he really pushed Broly to his limits, and then he just powered up again. It's just like, oh, okay, all right, we know where this goes. But just the transformation alone was just such a winner for me. Like every time I was watching the fight and Vegeta kept getting hit, I just had this like smile on my face, like, yeah, this is gonna be a good fight. Yeah, smack him. Yeah, it was amazing. Like his cockiness, just everything about him. I was like 100% behind Vegeta for that. Like, who doesn't like Vegeta?
Yeah, no, Vegeta, like a lot of people, including myself, like even though Goku's like my favourite character, I feel like Vegeta does get cucked quite a bit. He does, doesn't he? And it's like, it's good to actually see Vegeta finally get some like time to shine, especially like, you know, as Ed said about the whole, you know, Super Saiyan like red, like it looked beautiful. Like that's where you could see the animation. It's mainly when they were fighting and doing like the whole transformations. That's where Toei really picked up the animation. But it was like mainly outside of that they kept to, like I said, the old school Dragon Ball stuff. And the thing is, it's like with Broly in general, it's like he didn't take on the whole like Super Saiyan transformation. It was just the way how he managed to increase his power, and it was mentioned just how like it was more like he's sort of great ape form, if I remember correctly, but it was more like he was in control of it to stay within his human form. Like he didn't actually, you know, go into the ape form. It's just he still had that ape like mindset where obviously if you guys remember in Dragon Ball Z, like Vegeta was able to control it when he fought Goku for the first time, whereas when it happened to Goku and Gohan, they were literally just rampaging. And that's basically, as we know, what Broly is like. But I just really liked that. I thought it was really cool how the fact that he was pushing Vegeta, like Vegeta was, you know, in his normal state, and then Vegeta was just like, he's learning while he's fighting, and he was just really impressed. And then as soon as like he went into his Super Saiyan God, and then also he was in normal Super Saiyan as well, wasn't he, just before? And yet Broly was still managing to, you know, basically go toe to toe with Vegeta, but then also pushing Vegeta, so he was kind of, you know, getting stronger at the same time, which was just epic. And then, you know, you had Goku take over, which I thought was really funny, just like, you know, his little warm up where he's dancing, isn't he? Just, you know, getting ready to, you know.
But what was that about?
I don't know. You know what Goku's like.
Just constantly jogging on the spot. I think, well, alright, dude, just get in there and just fight. It's like, alright, we've been waiting for you to do that, and all this wasted on thing. What are you doing?
That's just Goku for you. But at the end of the day, it's like Vegeta really couldn't do nothing because like Broly was just like getting really like ready. He was literally just like, yeah, let's do this. Obviously, Broly didn't really speak that much. Obviously, during the fight, he was mainly just doing his usual screaming. And shout out to Vic Mignogia as well, who is the voice of Broly. Like, I've met the man in real life, and you guys know his voice isn't exactly like that. He's got more of like a higher pitch type voice, like when you actually hear him speak. But when he plays Broly, it's just like it's like a new man, really, isn't it? It's just got like, that's what you call like very solid voice acting, like for me. And obviously Sean Schemmel and Christopher Sabat, absolutely amazing as well. So many really good like voice acting, like really on point. And you can see that Sean Schemmel and Chris Sabat, because it's been so many years now since obviously we had Dragon Ball Z and then obviously going into Super, so you guys know that obviously when you get older your voice does start to change. But just hearing their voices, yeah, you can kind of tell they, you know, they are getting older, but they're still able to perfect their voices and still managing to take on the roles like really, really well. So I was really impressed with that. So shout outs to them. And another thing I do want to bring up, just going away from the fighting, is I like the very first part of the film. I'd say it was about 20 odd minutes, I think, roughly.
15 to 20 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, obviously we saw the history of what happened. We got to see Bardock. We got to see Goku's mum, which was, I think, how do you pronounce her name? It was Gine?
Gine? Yeah.
Gine, I think it was. Yeah, so it was nice to actually see Goku's mum. Obviously we saw, little baby Vegeta, which was really cool. So I like the way they explained it more, like, as I said, like Broly's, like, a whole new redesign. And, like, compared to the other films when you had, like, Broly Second Coming and you had the legendary Super Saiyan films, like, before that, all we knew is that Broly hated Goku from when they were babies because obviously they were right next to each other. But in this film, it's actually Vegeta who's up on the main bit, and then you've got all these little like baby pods just going around, and then it goes down some steps and you've got even more pods. And Broly was there, but he was breaking the old style scouters that they used to have because they wasn't originally on the ears like how we see them in Dragon Ball Z. They're not like that, are they? They were more like, I'm trying to think of the name. They're like sort of like, they've got like a big chunky device with like the scouter on the side, and just each time Broly was just breaking like,
every single one really. That was scanned. Every
single one. So yeah, you can see how Broly was treated really, because he ended up getting sent off to a planet which I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a really like weird world.
I can't remember the name as well.
It sounded like Sank Oid, wasn't it?
Something like that. It had a really weird name to it.
Yeah, but it goes to show that how much like King Vegeta actually sort of didn't want to keep him around. Saw him really as like a threat in a way.
Yeah.
You could kind of see, because obviously his son Vegeta is who we know. He's supposed to be the strongest person in the universe, and you guys know that he wanted to be, but Goku just kept surpassing him each time. And then obviously with Broly posing a threat, King Vegeta didn't like that and sent him to another planet, in which his father obviously went to try and find him, and they were stuck on that planet for, it was like 41 years, because obviously it said 41 years ago, which is what we're saying to the actual date. And obviously the film does take after like the Tournament of Power, so it's not that long afterwards as Vegeta was, as he said. And then obviously they had that nice little island, which I thought was really cool, where they could fight on the ocean. That was really cool. And obviously that's where we saw Whis and Beerus, and Whis was just like eating, and Beerus was just laying there, just had the nice little umbrella thing over the top of him so he didn't get like a suntan or whatever.
Present day stuff. It was good.
Actually, talking about Beerus.
Beerus, the babysitter.
The babysitter, meant to be the god of destruction, but ends up being a babysitter for Bulla. That was comical. Also, as well, Vegeta calling Goku an idiot, moron, and Goku's like, how many times are you going to keep calling me an idiot? He's like, I keep calling you as much as I want to, idiot!
This is why I love dubbed. It just really feels like you can connect to it. It just really does.
See, I personally haven't really got an issue with the subbed. Like, I can actually watch it, but I think Dragon Ball is mainly one of the only animes that I will watch in dub. I do watch a lot of dubbed personally, but I think it just sort of depends on the series really. I'll sort of test them out on both, and if I prefer the dub, I'll carry on the dub, but if I prefer the sub, I'll go with the sub. And obviously my subscribers, you guys know, I do read the manga for One Piece, and I do watch the anime, and I'm up to current on both, so it's got to be like that. I love both One Piece subbed and dubbed. Funny enough, done by the same animation company, Toei Animation. As again, shout outs to you guys as well, you did absolutely fantastic. So Vince, is there any other bits that you want to bring up to do with the fighting, like with the fusion, or any other comical moments that you liked?
Do you know, I'm surprised I didn't even bring up at the beginning, when Vegeta was going up against Broly, and he went Super Saiyan for the first time, and how his dad responded like, what? Is this legend that we're talking about? That was really interesting on his take. It's like, oh, we've never seen one of these before. It's like, oh yeah, get with the times, That did make me laugh. I don't know, I'm so like concentrate on that fight. Like, it was just so good. I mean, yeah, of course Goku came and did his thing. The thing about that fight between Goku and Broly, I thought at one point he was gonna go Ultra Instinct. I was like waiting for it. I was like, come on, do it. But obviously if he was gonna do that, he had to at least reach Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan form first.
Yeah.
But the way he was pushed to even get to that form from Super Saiyan God was actually very, very interesting. It even looked like at one point when he was transforming, he had like this sort of green aura around it. It almost looked like he was possessed by whatever aura that Broly had, and he was using that to sort of power himself up. It was very interesting to see that sort of thing. I really wanted to see Ultra Instinct Goku, but
Yeah, well,
you know.
we saw it for like a quick like glimpse, was it? It was like a quick second, wasn't it?
And
like
it
very,
was
very quick second.
It was
Like
just that,
minuscule.
yeah.
But I think what me and Vince was talking about on the way home was the fact that we were trying to compare where Broly would be within Super. Now, you can tell he's definitely past, you know, definitely as strong as like a Super Saiyan Blue. Okay, yeah, they were going toe to toe for a bit like Goku and Broly, that's what they were doing. But you could see just, I think it was actually during Goku's Super Saiyan God transformation, like just his normal red. Like, the one thing that I really wanted to bring up is the fact that Goku was just getting slung around like nothing. Like literally, Broly was just like slapping him either side, and you could see the amount of pain that Goku was in. Like the imagery, like the way it was zoomed in on Goku's face, just how many times ripping like his like his clothing as well, like it was torn, smashing his face through the ice, just going nuts. And I think even during Super Saiyan Blue, okay, yeah, I think Goku kind of had the upper hand, but Broly was still like matching him, wasn't he? Like punch for punch. It was just like, so I personally think like, and I think Vince is in agreement when I say this, I think that Broly, yes, he's definitely stronger than Super Saiyan Blue, but I don't think he's as strong as Ultra Instinct and full powered Jiren. Only reason that
I
we're
think he
saying that
comes
is
just under.
yeah, the only reason I'm saying that is because depending, I think this film's going canon, isn't it? I don't think it's going to be non-canon because obviously
I think it'll have to. I think it definitely has to.
I think if I remember rightly, because I saw something on Twitter, by the way, this is sort of going into the Dragon Ball Super anime, that it was released that Dragon Ball Super would be coming back, and then suddenly they tried to deny it, so someone must have leaked it. Now, I think if this film is going canon, which I will have to double check, then we might actually see Broly in the series, most likely. Possibly, I'd like to see that, because I'd like to see where Broly and Goku are going to be, especially since Goku says that he wants to train with him, because they went back to the planet due to the Dragon Balls and the wish that I can't remember her name. Did they ever say her name in the film?
Oh,
the green chick.
Dude, they did, but she just had another really weird, confusing name.
Yeah, because she used the Dragon Balls to send Broly back because she knew Broly was going to get killed. But when Goku and Vegeta like fused, which we will get to because that was epic. But I think what I was trying to say is like if this film is definitely going canon, then I think with Broly, it's the fact that Goku said to him is that like he even thinks that Beerus would lose to Broly. So. Yeah, that's kind of saying something. That is definitely saying something. And the fact that when Whis literally just had a few seconds fight with Broly, and Broly couldn't even touch him. Whis was just bouncing all over the place. So it goes to show you the power that, especially if Broly is able to beat someone like Beerus, it just goes to show someone like Whis where like Whis' power is. And another factor is as well is at Resurrection of F, that Whis did state to Goku and Vegeta, who were weaker Super Saiyan Blue than they were in the Tournament of Power, that if they were to actually fight together, they could go toe-to-toe with Lord Beerus. So there's also that pointer as well. There probably will be some people that will probably disagree in the comments, probably say, no, Beerus is going to defeat Broly and yada, yada, yada. But it just goes to show that, I generally think that Mastered Ultra Instinct, don't think Broly's probably got a chance. But he could get to that point considering, Goku wants to teach him a few things. And we might end up, seeing a Super Saiyan Blue Broly. Can you imagine that?
Oh, that would be... I mean, he's crazy strong already. I mean, and I don't even know what kind of role he would play in Super if he were to be included in it. He would almost be like Goku's ultimate training partner. But that wouldn't... I don't know if that would really bring out the best in Broly. Like, we've always seen him as this legendary Super Saiyan and, a villain. So, unless he's going to get the same treatment as Majima did when he turned into Oob, and then suddenly become a good guy and join them, then I don't know how he's ever going to see his full potential. And even as Frieza said, he'll wait until he sort of like calms himself down with the two that he's staying with, and then he'll come back to him later. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see about that.
Good thing you brought that up, because I nearly forgot about that. The Frieza did say that once he's like, managed to actually control his power and stuff, that yeah, he could be very vital. So let's actually get on to talking about Frieza. 5 centimeters higher, right? That was fantastic. So he originally wanted the Dragon Balls just to make himself taller.
I thought that was a joke.
Taller.
I honestly thought that was a joke. That's why I looked at him like, is he really serious? Is he? I had to get your confirmation on that because I was not sure what I heard. I was like, this guy.
Yeah, it's funny when you look at Frieza, like during Namek, he wanted immortality. That's what he wanted the most. And the dude now wants to be taller. What? Oh my god. Oh, that's definitely one of the best wishes I think I've ever heard. And also Bulma as well.
See,
like Goku's just so blunt, isn't he?
Hers is understandable. Yeah, Goku always rips into her about her age. Always.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the actual scene that was, I think it's on YouTube, what was it? Where Goku accidentally goes into Bulma and Vegeta's room.
Yes.
And he says that she's got saggy boobies.
Yeah.
Because Goku's already seen them, isn't he? He's seen them when he was younger. So
he doesn't even care. He does. That's just Goku for you.
He always rips into Bulma. It's funny. But let's actually get on to the actual fusion. So
that was interesting.
So just before they actually used, Goku's instant transmission to go to where Piccolo is, because obviously Piccolo made like a little bit into the film, like he was just there for about 5 minutes, I'd say, in total, like split like, into different parts of the film. And the next thing you know is that we see Goku and Vegeta flying after trying to, go to, like, both of them trying to fight Broly. He knows where I'm going with this. They flew up, and we see Frieza is just like, yeah, Frieza, have fun.
That
and then Frieza's like, what?
Just
I'm the Emperor of the Universe!
He got pounded. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think something like that would ever happen in that.
Even Golden Frieza, he got slapped. He was getting clapped left, right and centre. So bad. And then when they go to try and do the fusion, Vegeta's pulling all like these moves that you never thought he'd see, like with the hands, and going, is it anything more than doing these ridiculous dance moves? Just going like, Red said this is embarrassing. Doing the whole missing fingers, like with Gotenks, had to happen when you had like the fat Gotenks and the really old Gotenks, and then you had the old Gogeta and the fat Gogeta. That was just pure gold, that was. And then they finally managed to fuse. They went back there, and Broly was just no match. Well, actually, saying that,
he had to power up a few times to get on par with him.
Yeah,
because it was. I mean, what bit did he get onto? Where I think it was when he was in his base form of Gogeta, and then he went Super Saiyan, and then
Broly was
Broly was still. He wasn't at his peak yet.
Yeah, because they collided the blasts, didn't they? And they went into like that mystical, like glassy sort of world, didn't they?
Yeah.
They were fighting in there for a bit, and then Gogeta busted out the Super Saiyan Blue, didn't he? And then they went into like the Rocky Mountains, which looked like there was nothing left, especially after all the lava and Broly transforming into like you can see it from like the picture that I'm gonna have behind us, like Broly just transforming. He looked epic, didn't he, when he went to like the berserker mode that we all know.
I was like, that's the Broly we all know and love. Yep,
that's the one.
That was sick. That was so sick the way Frieza did that. That was so nasty. The guy had to think to himself.
Do you want to elaborate a little bit more onto that?
It was just like, how did I get Goku to unleash his full potential at one point? Oh yeah, I blew up his friend right in front of him. And then he looks at Broly's dad. Let's try that now.
Yeah.
Boom.
Killed him. Broly!
That was just... that was rude, but so damn clever of Frieza. I mean, that was... Well done, Frieza.
Yeah, well done Frieza on pushing him past that. But, he was gonna literally, like, die if it wasn't for that girl that's used the Dragon Balls to send him. Because that Kamehameha though, that was good. That was gonna wreck. That was gonna absolutely wreck.
And that was before he did that like Stardust Revolution thing, if I remember him doing that, where he put his arms together and did that. That was a really crazy cool attack. And even
it's like also when what was it? It's like I saw this on Twitter and I noticed it during the film. I thought like Goku and Vegeta, like the whole Gogeta like fusion. It's like, look what they were doing, some sort of Naruto stuff. Like he did these really quick things with his hands, didn't he? Did you notice that? It's like, and it was just like going from there. Damn.
It was amazing. It's like every form and just the fights in general. They were all pulling out all these new, different types of moves. The way they'll perform them. It was even cool to see how, even when they were fighting together, how they were like back to back when Vegeta was using Gallic Gun and Goku was using Kamehameha. That was cool as well. Just the way they did things in general. It was a really nice twist on their moves. It was just the way that it was portrayed. That was just like, wow, these guys had taken it up another level.
Oh really, yeah, definitely. Very enjoyable. Yeah, Ed, have you got anything else you would like to add? Like any overall stuff that you'd like to add in?
Again, I just wish the fights were not longer. To me, every time I kept looking at Broly, it was just like, why does he look so young? It just, his overall design, it was like a teenage version of Broly, basically. That's what it looked like to me the whole time. But nonetheless, he was still a beast. I can't take that away from him.
He's the same. If I remember rightly, I think he's the same age as Vegeta, isn't he? Because they were both babies at the same time, weren't they? Because Goku's younger than Vegeta, so it also means he's younger than Broly as well. By like 5 years, was that? I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 5 years.
I think so.
And also, I've got to mention this bit as well, which I don't know how Edge felt during this actual part of the film, but when Bardock was going to send Goku off to Earth, and that little scene, that hit the feels quite a bit. How did you actually feel during that?
I was like, because I was thinking to myself, oh yeah, I'm expecting. I was just like, oh. I mean, I still felt, the feels, but it's just like, it has to be done. Don't worry, your son's gonna be a freaking hero. It's like we all love Goku, so don't worry, just send him.
Yeah, we know what's gonna happen, so it's all good. But yeah, guys, I think overall we both really enjoyed the film. I think if you guys haven't seen it yet, which obviously if you've stayed this long, you've obviously seen the spoilers to it. But yeah, I can't wait for the film to actually come out. I think the film's already up for pre-order. Like, they haven't given a release date yet, but the film's already up for pre-order on Amazon. So
well, I'm definitely ordering that. I would watch that again. I'll definitely watch that again. Yeah,
like I was speaking to my brother like after the when I got back here, and I was telling him all about it. He's like, "Oh, I want to see the film." So I'm eager to see his thoughts as well. So yeah, guys, I think overall very good film. Definitely, probably. Well, BoJack was my favourite Dragon Ball film. Probably second now after seeing this film, because this film just destroyed everything for me. Like all the previous films, just blew straight out of the water. Straight up, just blew them out of the water. So, what about you? Do you think probably the best Dragon Ball film you've seen?
Oh, I felt so pumped after watching that. I feel as if I could just go and beat up anybody right now.
Yeah, same. Yeah, look at you with your Dragon Ball top on. Guys, I will explain about the in just a sec. Yeah, what happened is that I was trying to look for my Dragon Ball hoodie, couldn't find that. Tried to look for a Dragon Ball top, couldn't find that. So, I repped, but with the socks. So obviously you can see Goten, but like Goku's like all the way up there. That's the only way I could rep it today. So you guys can see I'm repping Dragon Ball. You're looking at my socks, which is weird, but it's the only way I can do it. So, I still thought I'd rep. So obviously Zoro. Still, Toei Animation, it's in the same sort of like thing, so it doesn't matter. Just deal with it. But I think I do definitely want to give out some shout outs as well. I want to shout out Manga UK for all their hard work of bringing Dragon Ball over here. They've done an absolute fantastic job, so thank you very much. Shout outs to Toei Animation, shout outs to the voice actors, also shout outs to you Edge for coming on here and doing my first proper collab. Obviously I do my versus battles with Yugi, but that's mainly just all audio, but this is the first time you're both going to see like video audio of and together. So thank you for joining me.
No worries. I just hope this all goes well.
Yeah, if all goes well, you might see some more collabs in the
First
future,
of many.
depending.
First of
Yeah.
many.
Yeah, depending on how many more like Dragon Ball films come out, or how many more My Hero films. One Piece, unfortunately, he hasn't really watched all of it. He's only watched like the first like few episodes. Look at him putting his hand over his-
800 episodes, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot for me to catch up on.
I'll get you up to date. Trust me, I'll find a really quick way of getting you up to date.
Challenge
But
accepted.
hey, yeah, there we go. So you guys know that. So remember, get on it if you get on his case, because I'm going to link his channel down in the description so you can go see what he plays. Also, look at his Dead by Daylight stuff because it's hilarious. So, yeah, guys, I think that about wraps it up. So, yeah, if you liked anything that we had to say and you enjoyed this review, please give us a big fat thumbs up. We'd greatly appreciate that. Let us know down in the comments below if you have seen the film, your overall thoughts. Also, make sure to subscribe to both our channels. As I said, his link will be down in the description for his channel, so go check him out and make sure you give him a cheeky sub and turn on notification bells so you never miss any of our posts. And yeah, we'll see you guys for another collab in the future at some point. So until then, see ya.
Take care, guys.